Hey, Newerth, we're back with the last series of the night. It's the PizdunMonkeys who triumphed over their enemies in the previous match before the last against top Grean CAC. Unfortunately, I'm not joined by Henke this game with his weapons grade philosophical insights into HoN, but at least we'll be able to watch him compete on the battlegrounds. We've already got Dev banned. Is Sunk? Yes. Dev banned from Sunk Bob. Drunken Master banned from N tiers. I'm talking about respect bans, obviously. Moon Queen banned for dummy. Monarch banned in general. Pizdun banning Bushwhack? I guess he'd prefer not to run it. N tiers already shadowing Sapphire. Quite funny. Guy loves it. Yeah, Matt has also been running Bushwhack, so to ban it, maybe because Hellborn has first pick. That's probably the reason. Both Dummy and Matt have been running it a lot recently, and it's in quite a strong state. Hammerstorm ban is almost a given at this point. Quite fascinating, the sort of shift in the meta and what's done. I remember Dutch being one of the only ones who would like really make work out of Hammerstorm.
Puppet Master.
Ooh, okay, so Sapphire picked 4 tiers, and honestly, I can understand why. He just super comfort pick for him, and he does so well. The Prisoner is almost 100% picked for Sunk Bob, and it's a dangerous pick at that. It's like artillery in Sunk Bob's hands. It's a crazy weapon, and the puppet. This puppet prisoner combo, it's made a lot of appearances. It's super strong. Like both heroes individually are strong, have a huge presence. They synergize well and have good chemistry. But even alone, they perform very well. They don't even have to lane together. But the amount of times they've been run mid with a huge success is a testament enough to their viability. What's Legion's second pick gonna be? Pearl. Of course it is. Why don't we ban Pearl? We've got too many super strong heroes in the current meta that are annoying, strong, just a lot to deal with, Pharaoh included. And it's another sort of unfortunate thing that it's a game of metas. It's very nice when some players break the metas. It's nice that NT is here with Sapphire because, well, if he wasn't, we probably wouldn't see the bans. Same goes for Sunkbob with the hookers. I really respect people who go their own way, make strong impacts without having to join a bandwagon or play through a meta, or only having discovered something's strength through someone else. They discover it themselves. The Pharaoh pickup is huge. Pharaoh Sapphire is already looking deadly. The fact that the Pharaoh can just have this insane catch, Sapphire can even just ulti to either initiate or disengage, counter initiate, followed with a Pharaoh crowd control and the lock placement, and then just pounding down on that crystal. I hope at this tier we'll see at least 3 hatchets on Hellborn, and strong synergy and quick action on hatching that crystal. Same kind of goes for Pharaoh walls, actually. Maybe we'll even get to see like 4 hatchets or something. Hatchet's such an underrated item for everyone. I mean, like, it's gonna guarantee so many more lasts. It's 150 gold. It's also always going to be used for counter warding, So you're spending, as a support, another half second less in danger, because obviously you're in sight while you're counterwarding. NG banned. Benzi ban, yeah, I haven't seen Benzi a lot. Oh, I guess, no. I was gonna say Puppet plays a lot of Benzi. So Magebane, Flux, and Scrap banned. Scrap, yeah, all of these bans I completely understand and agree with, maybe except for the Benzi. And Hag.
The Madman.
So they're picking the Madman. They probably quite like the Madman, and they're probably also a bit scared of Mate's last two performances on Madman, where both games were comebacks. Well, comeback from the GPM and XPM perspective, in Mate's hands, and being extremely deadly. One game was like 850 GPM, the other was at least above 650. Just ridiculous. And against Hammer too, which was surprising. So who will lead? Oh, and Lodestone, awesome. That's hopefully we're going to see a less passive performance with a Lodestone involved. Another Kinesis. Now we're talking. Kinesis last game did amazingly in the hands of Kane, even without any very favorable Q. Made work with the Riptide Q, but here he has Prisoner's Hook, he has Madman Stalk, he has Lodestones. Let's find out. Rocket Drill. I knew that. That's insanely strong. Each of them will even give him shield procs. And Jera picked and Ophelia picked. Ooh.
Let's get it
These
on.
are deadly lineups. Huge drafts actually from both teams. Like looking at them both, I just see two giants facing off. It will depend on a lot of play, style and coalescence, how the dance moves over time. But I give the edge a little bit to Hellborn, but it will depend a lot on the luck of Ophelia's timing. I think at least, like what creeps she'll get, when she'll be at the right places with the right creeps, blah blah blah. Like even Jera's W, two Skelly Kings are still gonna keep you locked down for 4 seconds, man. But also the combination between Pearl and Jera, and then the Sapphire ulti, they have a lot of disengage from Legion. They can, many of their heroes can essentially choose not to fight. And if Kinesis has Madman's Q, even more Pharaoh, I mean, I'm very curious to see how this goes down. Legion seems to have I would say a big edge in 5v5 fights, depending on how the fight begins, what creeps Ophelia has, and if we're seeing hooks out of placement, or if we're seeing nukes on cores, or not cores, but on Pearl, let's say before he ultis or before Jera gets anything off. Sapphire is also a sort of hero that, like, you either take him down in a very small window. He's a glass cannon of note. He can fall quick, and he can drop you quick.
Let's get it
Got a huge,
on.
like, AoE sucker punch. But I mean, if you like catch him with a puppet ult and a puppet show. They picked Puppet, if I recall correctly, after the Sapphire. Is that right? Yes, Sapphire was first picked. Hellborn then picked Prisoner and Puppet, straight following. Interestingly, Sapphire really benefits from attacking his crystal, obviously. But Puppet Show, I mean, when you Puppet Show a Hammerstorm who's just ulted and you use the Elder, it is hilarious. watching him pound on an ally, watching them run away because there's nothing. But he can't puppet him to attack the crystal. Nevertheless, it will still essentially counter the sapphire because he won't. If he gets the puppet show off, he won't be hitting the crystal at the very least. This Rev Ward over the rune, truly, it sees the Ward of Sight. Correct? The Rev Ward was placed before the Ward of Sight to block Ophelia's hard camp, but they then placed the ward. I wonder if they don't even want to counter that ward because it'll... Oh, and Pearl wards right over where Hellborn had already warded on this hill. So we'll see a very quick counter ward of that. Ophelia will have the harsh realization that his camp's blocked too. Haven't even really discussed this laning phase. I always get carried away with strat and theory. We've got the famous puppet prisoner dual mid. We've got a duel Pharaoh and Kinesis versus the Madman. Kinesis is already abusing. Oh shit! Puppet catches the Sapphire into the prisoner hook mid. Doesn't result in the kill. Sapphire's clever enough to have his E first, but even hit it late. Oh, and the hook hits him! He's got an apple, but it's not going to be enough. He gets taken down for the first blood. That was greedy from Sapphire, and it was well played from Sunkbob. Oh, why did you give him a hook? Seeing this mid is just... It's painful. Sunkbob using aimbots. It failed him there though. Just went for another attempted hook. Oh, Ophelia went for the counter. Didn't find it because doesn't have that uphill vision. I don't know why that didn't actually. It should have. Anyway, that ward will expire now anyway because it was a rev. So nice stalling. Ophelia gets a Vulture Lord and stack that and is already taking it. I hope that he gets to the hard camp. Yes, he remembers, but good. Get it. Yeah, Ophelia is doing well despite that block. Unfortunately, that rev that I can't remember who placed it. If it was just a few seconds later, if they knew the timing and calculated it, then it would have blocked this hard camp yet again. Don't know if it would have slowed Ophelia down that much. If it was a normal ward, well, it probably would have been counted. Would have also worked out well. So Kinesis has stolen the Madman Stalk. And this Julian of Pharaoh Kinesis is obviously very strong. NK and Madman stalking on each other. Pause on Madman. I thought Madman was banned. Didn't I talk about Madman being banned? Anyway, sorry. Puppet sleeping mid. So now Ophelia...
Running away, are you?
Trying to take 2 double stacks with the Vulture. Pearl and Sapphire doing a lot of poke damage to this puppet. He's just running. He's not even trying to W or Q. And that's because Prisoner's on the move, I guess, to try and help Madman out top. Quite interesting. I would think that they just want to ensure one lane success being mid. Now Hellborn are already off to a lead, rather just keep it that way. Top is hard to try and achieve anything with, especially because Kinesis is going to be constantly granting this benefit of lane control. Legion are already stacking these woods for Sapphire to recover. Bit of action over bottom, not action but posturing. Kinesis gonna find this rare invis before the Ophelia. Very nice. Interesting that he didn't stalk there with the disappearing invis, because potentially has the damage, actually, to kill him. Oh, he's going to try now. 2 lifts from Kinesis, and then the Q's trying to take as much time. Super ballsy of Ophelia to just sit there and think that the Kinesis wouldn't do anything. He knows that he's on 30 P. He knows that the Kinesis is going to have his invis, first of all, and has the Madman Sword and has the W. Maybe he just really underestimated the damage from him, or the movement speed. Oh, and Kinesis runs from behind the tower. They were poking the puppet. Sorry for missing that, but just quite astonishing to have the no catch Sapphire Pearl catching the puppet and dealing that damage to him. I mean, he was fine and he's got ghosties, he runs, but this is just quite conveniently behind the tower after killing Ophelia and running behind. That was a very fruitful a rotation from Kinesis, which paid dividends. This Jera and Lodestone, let's take a quick look at this matchup. We've got 380 on Mate and 340 on Volca. That's I guess to be expected to some degree. Volca, I didn't see if he came bottom with boots actually. Jera's spamming his Q on the creeps, but Volca has his shield and this Nihil Crystal, which seems to be just sustaining him very well. So this prisoner chilling mid now, he can afford a Veiled Rod, he's not bad. Oh, he goes for the Pearl, he gets him. He didn't shackle him, and Pearl didn't jump. There we go. Sapphire was quick to hit it. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Prisoner clutch turning off of the Zamos. He clutch turning back on of the Zamos. Ophelia's moving top, looking to help the Madman. His Mino's low. Oh, Lodestone hits Jera with an ulti. I like, but Lodestone's trying to kill the Jerazaya. I wouldn't try it myself, but I like that he's doing it. It's unfortunately just to hear that, like, it's almost pointless to try and pressure. Oh, Pharaoh just sniped the Vulture Lord at Mino from Ophelia with his rocket. That's unfortunate. Pharaoh gets level 6. This Jera and Lodestone are still going at it a little bit. And Sapphire is doing well to take these stacks. This was always sort of like their game plan. I guess they knew they would have a hard time mid, but they had a better time than I expected. And who am I to question Sunk Bob's savant, clairvoyant level genius? But his rotations top were not worth it. I guess they're just trying to help Madman. But it wasn't enough, and I failed to see how it would have been. I think he really should have been helping Puppet. Not only would he have saved Puppet, but ensured more farm and ensured some kills. He started off so well. Oh, Puppet smoked bottom, I didn't realize. Oh, and then he shows. It's almost as if Jera knew. I wonder if that was a miskill. Oh, Ophelia ulti comes out, Prisoner hooks Kinesis back into the tower top. It's not enough damage. He had double damage. They took out Madman. I missed it. Kinesis. Who roamed over? Sapphire roamed over. What? Okay, never mind. Lodestone's diving. Top tower. I wish I had NK here to keep up. Not gonna end up in anything. So this Puppet was smoked bottom. I don't know if he misclicked on the creeps I wasn't following, or if Jera was just lucky enough or with enough foresight or presence of mind to sort of just like hang back in the jungle for maybe with his spidey senses tingling. Before gets mannering for sustain. Completely agree with it. Henke is warded over here in the Hellborn jungle. Ophelia gets level 7, has 2 skellies and a Vaga. That is a very nice timing power spike of potential and creeps. Those 3, the Ophelia with the decent micro can solo very many heroes, can push, can save teammates, can essentially control the game. And this, from now until about 25 minutes, for the next 15 minutes, Ophelia should be the biggest presence felt here. They do have both the Pearl and the Gerald. Oh, Lodestone stunning the Pharaoh, they're diving top. A lot of them are committing. I wonder if Ophelia will hit the crystal with his skellies. Ulti's a little bit late for the Madman, I don't know. But they were trying. And now it seems... Oh, Lodestone stuns out. And is going to TP his Pearl, going to manage to get... No. Saw him too late to catch it. I was just about to mention, Ophelia is against these healers, which is a pain. But, oh! The puppet show into the prisoner hook almost caught the Jereziah. Might have seen a puppet ulti afterwards. If the puppet show... No, it's only level 2. I don't think that would have been a kill. Jared's quite a pain because he's like almost like a carry you can't touch, with a bit more potential than even a predator. Oh, Pharaoh whiffs ulti mid on the puppet. Nice try. Prisoner, what? Prisoner tried to hook the Pearl, failed. Pearl jumped up the hill to try and catch the ward. Puppet ultis him, it's not nearly enough. More than half HP after the heal, that's max. Even still has his ulti. Sapphire finds Ophelia. Oh, and his poor skellies. Oh, rip skelly. Oh, they only get 1, thankfully. Don't know how Sapphire found them. Jero's just diving Puppet mid. Pearl's randomly behind. He hits the ulti. Puppet's trying to back. He's not going to be able to. They collapse on him from all sides. Literally all 5 all of a sudden are there. Getting a bit sandwiched. So Ophelia has a weird sort of place right now where he can, in a split second, take care of Sapphire's crystal. But in just 10 minutes, if any of his creeps are around the crystal for even a second and a half before he can get the hits off, especially if they're melee, they will all die too. So Legion's AoE is all on the Sapphire and the Pharaoh rocket. I guess Pearl has some, and Jera's heal, but those are non-viable AoEs, where Sapphire's is huge. He's got 2 skellies and a Vaga again. I really feel like Hellborn need to sort of commit to something. They've got only bot tower. They dove top earlier with the Ophelia, and we saw like 3 or 4 ports from Legion, which was an awesome response. They, I believe, need to commit to that and be ready for the ports. They're going, and they're gonna back up. Very quickly a port's coming in, the port's cancelled, but Kinesis is also stalking in, it's probably a wise backup. Puppet and Prisoner are mid, the Sapphire ultis for initiation, manages to run behind them. Oh, that damage was insane. They all ported mid. That was I think a 3-man port or a 4-man port. Maybe 1 was already there, I think it was 4. The Sapphire ultis, 4 people poured in, they only needed probably Pharaoh. That's all I needed. It's a bit overkill when all you need is 1 hero. Sapphire walks behind, places the crystal, stuns Puppet into the prisoner, and just starts melting both of them. All they needed was a prisoner. and instead everyone gets involved for a little taste of that action, which sometimes feels pretty good. So it's sometimes about sending a message, not only to the enemy but to yourself and your own team. So Sapphire's taking off. The Madfits is a good pick to get max charges. There's smoked bottom, but there's literally no one waiting. There's a Sapphire illusion. I don't doubt that they're gonna fall prey to going for it. Oh no, he's not microing it. So they're not disillusioned by the illusion for even a moment. The Legion has a slight GPM advantage, 900, 1500 AP. We should be seeing Hellborn with the advantage, with the Ophelia presence. I mean, it's 8 for 2. Don't forget when teams are playing, they see 8 for 2, they think this is the advantage, but in fact, oh, Prisoner hits the hook, but Jera's ulti just means instant disengage. They have no response to the ulti. Pharaoh ulti's in, but Ophelia manages to block it with the creeps. Lodestone PKs. He manages, I think, to hit the ulti on Pharaoh. Oh, the Prisoner hook hits both Pharaoh and Kinesis. Ends Henke's legendary streak, 420 gold. Blaze it. Ophelia's still trying to finish Astro. And so is Lodestone, apparently. That's probably a bit of miscommunication. But this is exactly the pressure that I meant. Actually well played by them. They hooked the Jera needs to the Legion all ports in, so they feel the need to make value of the rotation, and Legion Hellborn capitalizes on the sunken cost fallacy that the Legion commits by thinking they need to succeed in something. They find Pearl. Looks like 4 of them collapsed on him. Poor Pearl. Madman's on the run. Jera smoked. Not sure what he's hoping to achieve by that. Maybe with a Kinesis ult following the silence, they would have enough burst actually for this Madman. Yeah, they probably would. So, Prisoner was looking for a hook on the Sapphire. Pharaoh's rocket gives some much needed intel. The Pharaoh rocket is and the buff to its timing is no doubt a big reason seeing this hero so much. The higher the skill bracket, the more intel and reconnaissance matters. So Prisoner hooks Pearl under Rack's tower, instant shackle. There's very little Pearl can do. He's trying to spam his jump, and then there's not enough time to blow the bubble. If he managed to land a lucky W, he would have hit both Prisoner and Lodestone and maybe survived. But Pearl is also probably the lowest value kill possible for Hellborn to take, so... Ooh, Prisoners seem to cue that hook. Oh, they're still going in on this Pharaoh despite their hook miss. There's 4 of them. Pharaoh's gonna go down. Kinesis has to bail. Puppet is 1 for 3, but taking off. He wants to get his 5 charges. Even the movement speed in terms of farm is a big deal. In fact, I would say it's one of the things you really is the movement speed charges as opposed to the damage. Sapphire is also on 3 charges. Kinesis is hiding in these trees. Henke is like, shh. Don't like me. Quite interesting. Looks like the Legion aren't going to capitalize with having him with good positioning. The Sapphire's rushing now's turn and he's just flash farming massively. 475. Interestingly enough, Volker is man. Oh, there's lots of action top. They must have hooked Kinesis out of position, or he went in. The Jeremiah ulti means complete disengagement from Hellborn. Sapphire ulti catches the prisoner, but the rest of the Legion team are after the rest. They catch Valka out. Pearl weirdly just tries to displace Ophelia with the ulti. What the hell? What was that? It was like the... Either I just had a bug, or Ophelia's creeps just got ported to him somehow. But they catch him, and they're finishing off all his skellies and finishing everything. That must have been a huge... I assume that Kinesis actually came out from behind them, got an ulti off, they collapsed on him, but then they are essentially out of position. He probably ultied the Madman, following up with the Sapphire combo. Madman, who's going for Mark, is definitely the focus for the Legion. After I caught it was just the Jeremiah ulting and disengagement. Kinesis steals Madman's Q. Madman's fire. Oh, Lodestone's ulti hits. Pharaoh tries to help by ulting in. Looks like the Hellborn will try and disengage. Lodestone used his Sansept, I didn't see on what. But he's tanky as well. Oh, Sapphire catches him, and that's a lot of damage. Madman's not scared. I guess he doesn't need to be. Pharaoh's ulti's down. They used what they could. Oh! So Toast, Rev Ward, sees the Sword of Sight instantly, this lane ward. Jared's just slowly doing his thing, also working towards a mark. Jared and Madman are identically close to their marks. Quite interesting, the symmetry between the teams, considering that Puppet then being the sort of ranged flash farming carry is at 470 and Sapphire's at 500. To be expected that Sapphire can farm a little bit faster. Puppet's quite a bit deadlier, in my opinion, in a 1v1 situation or a hunting situation. But end tiers on Sapphire is dangerous. The hero has huge potential, and fights can be decided much faster than a Hammerstorm. The cleave is 10 times what a Hammerstorm can do, and he does it from a distance too. The Hellborn's taking Kong. Are there no Greaves? There are no Greaves. There's no Greaves. Pharaoh has Greaves. Okay, but Hellborn doesn't. Okay, I guess that makes sense. The Legion seriously lack physical. Weird to see Ophelia without them, but upon second inspection, it's definitely unnecessary. So Legion respond by taking Kong. Is Prisoner smoking? No, he's just running there. Ophelia is... What creeps does he have? 3 skellies?
Kongor has been slain.
Too late. Too late to commit to that. We're almost dead even with a slight edge for Hellborn. Almost dead even in experience and dead even in gold. I wonder if the tome is available for Tony.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
The marks finished on both Madman and Jera. Oh, I was saying earlier about the Pharaoh rocket for some action. Oh, but there's more action. Prisoner walks up and wards exactly with him. Just placed a rev. Always funny when you can't see someone and then you just see a ward pop up. Like, I know you're there. I can't see you. You must be behind the trees. Took a while for Pharaoh to rocket there. Maybe it was on cooldown. What I was saying about Pharaoh's rocket is that the intel, the lingering vision, and sort of like reconnaissance is just massive. Having that much sort of like potential targeted vision every 12 seconds. How long does the vision linger? Doesn't tell me here. But I mean, it's close to 10 seconds. So if he's close by, you don't need a wall. It's almost like it's a bit invulnerable. He needs to smoke to getting this invis top. Looks like Legion are hitting some sort of power spike timing where they want to make some magic happen. Pharaoh's so close to his puzzle 3. Prisoner gets caught by the Kinesis ult while Invis on the back line, and they just quickly capitalize with a Sapphire combo, and it's very hard for Hellborn at the moment to walk up into the Sapphire. This Lodestone, I only wanted to make a point of his Sand Scepter. It's obviously for Jera's W and shield. I wonder if it removes Sapphire ulti. Oh, a Kinesis. Is that a PK? Kinesis PKs onto the Hellborn Ancients. How they, or it must have been a rocket which scouted the puppet and Dust. Puppet most marches and elders and is just running for his life. There's 3 people trying to hunt him. A Kinesis says second PK onto him, a second Dust pop, but it misses him. The Pharaoh rocket hits, but the Sapphire ulti misses. What? No! Dummy! I think his invis was probably running out soon, and he just thought he would man up. Pharaoh's even popping his puzzle off to the left of the jungle just in case that's the escape route that he's trying to cover all their bases, trying to corner this rabbit with a net. Oh, I guess at least he took one with him, but it was a long chase to find the puppet. They committed the Sapphire ult, they committed the 2 Dust. They committed the puzzle box, all while Madman at least is farming. Still probably worth it for Legion. Puppet is crucial at the moment. He's still the top farmer in the Hellborn. Shortly followed by Madman, who will probably now catch up. I'm not entirely sure who has the upper hand. I would think that because Hellborn have 2 strong primary cores in Madman and Puppet who will pick up Shrunkens, that it's quite likely that in the end they'll have the upper hand. Somewhat. It's still like looking at it because of the Jera. I'm still not sure. Like Sapphire can just melt. You could potentially melt 2 or 3, and if Kinesis has ultied one of them because he's got a PK, he can melt them before they're shrunken. Hellborn is not looking at clones. Ophelia did get the tablet. I wonder if Prisoner picked something up. Lodestone's doing amazingly. Farm, he's even got a area. Completely agree with the Legion team. Hopefully, we see that mitigate the max amount of damage that it can, which is one Sapphire auto attack. No, it's 2, but he attacks 10 times a second with his E up. So Sapphire's had his 5 charges for a while, but Puppet didn't. And like I said, that movement speed buff, they're smoked, they're mid. Kinesis PKs to ulti the Puppet. Prisoner tries to Sand Scepter him, it's not nearly enough. That's a very quick kill coming out on the Puppet. That Pharaoh rocket intel plus catch. I mean, Kinesis just PK ultis. Pharaoh just follows with his and then just drops him. They need their Shrunkens from Hellborn. Madman sitting on 4.5k. I do hope he just picks his up instead of saving for a buyback, because you simply cannot fight into them without it. They're pushing on ooh, Prisoner almost hit 2 hooks, hits Pharaoh. Ophelia is trying to keep him around with Skellies, but there is just simply no damage following up. Ophelia does manage to, and you hook Sapphire. Sapphire's very quick with his ulti. Madman did pick up his Shrunken, so at least he's able to keep pounding it in the auto attacks. But Jera's untouched, so able to get an ulti off. Prisoner third hook, now finally getting a kill. That's on the Kinesis. They're still not taking the racks. Awesome defense from the Hellborn. Very impressive. Was that a bite? No. Puppet's back alive after all this time, and they will take. So Sapphire bailed. I guess after Jera's ulti's effect has worn off, it's probably the right decision. Interesting that Hellborn came off well there without buybacks. The Madman Shrunken was definitely the right choice over a buyback. He popped it as just before the Sapphire got his ulti off, which forced the Jeraziah to ulti, but because of Sapphire's ulti, half of Jera's ulti is going to waste because, well, Hellborn's asleep and essentially invulnerable. They're ghosts. They can't do anything and they can't have anything done to them. So Jera's ulti just saves Sapphire for those moments against Madman. And Sapphire had his own Shrunken and probably would have been able to back from that too. Hellborn are gonna go to Kong. Fair's already rocketing it for that info. And sometimes just knowing that the enemy team have this info, even if they're not intending to do anything, is enough to lose differently. Jera's? Nah, not gonna do anything. He even picks up his own Shrunken, so even with that Sand Scepter that can remove his shield, he'll still have his own Shrunken. He can even save the Sapphire if he's ever caught. Oh, they're finding the Madman PK. Ulti from Kinesis. Madman does get his ulti off. Pearl tried with his own PK. Madman has to run, I guess, because of Jeraziah's ulti. Prisoner manages to hook 3 into his ulti. Sapphire's ult does not save them. They pick off the Sapphire and company and Farah and Jera. What a huge fight from Hellborn. That prisoner hook hit 3. The ulti procced on 2 despite Sapphire ulting. That was so huge. Prisoner's asleep and yet his ulti is hitting 2. Oh, I wish I'd caught more properly of that fight. I wonder if Lodestone's ulti hit multiple. I guess it must have, and probably barrier straight afterwards, saving his team. Trying to collapse desperately on Madman, but with his Shrunken, it means that, well, Sapphire can't do much. They honestly almost just need to disengage. Hellborn only have 2 Shrunkens and a small window to properly fight. What happened was Kinesis PK ulti the Madman, and Pearl weirdly followed by PKing behind and trying to throw him, maybe not weird, but ambitious. Throw him further towards his own team for them to do as much damage as they could, as quickly as they could. If Sapphire was in position for a stun, maybe that would have been a dead man. Start the fight and it would have all been very or for Pharaoh to catch, but it wasn't the case. It seemed almost as if Pearl's W disjointed him from the Kinesis ult, like brought him down prematurely, and Madman just shrunk and just started pounding in attacks. He's also almost sitting at 5k. I wonder what we'll see. Oh, token on Puppet. So we're caught up in that previous fight. I'm not even paying attention to what's happening now. But Puppet has the token. I hope they're gonna do something with it, or they don't need to. They don't need to press any matter or get out of position when it's unnecessary. It's often what gets people killed is having token or having a haste rune, believing you're untouchable. And because of that, you play with a bit differently, some false confidence, false sense of security. Both teams are now in opposite ends of the map. Prisoner gets ward inside the base. Also has an eye. I thought he was going to get a PK, but instead he bought a tablet. Interesting. Prisoner is doing incredibly. He's 1 for 2 for. He's doing so much work. Pair of puzzle boxes because they smelt some funny business. Instantly takes out that ward, which might not be the best use of the puzzle box, but he'll make more use of it now, I guess. They know that there's a rev even. For what? Oh, Sapphire picked up an invis. Sapphire picked up Shroud. Okay. I've seen PK Sapphire, not enough in my opinion. And also interesting that Legion didn't look to get a Hell Flower. Prisoner tablets, looking to hook the a Pharaoh's ult, Lodefrone's ulting, huge collapse. Jerezai does get his ulti off. Sapphire's blasting his crystal. Ophelia took it out with his minions. Jerezai's just trying to dive. Kinesis PKs to ulti the puppet, who's still got a token. Sapphire ult, but he does have his W up now. Hopefully you'll look to kill the madman. Oh, that damage takes out. What? The token must have just expired that moment. Down goes Puppet, down goes Madman. Pearl's ulti saves Sapphire for the time being. Pearl jumped in and healed and fight from Legion. And just as I said about the sort of false confidence about token, Puppet in a way was probably even either just desperately trying to get out, and when he realized he couldn't, he's like, please kill me now. Just imagine if NTS was big-brained enough to be watching that timer, ultiing and just waiting, like, and I'm not gonna kill him until that token's finished. That must have been like a picture-perfect timing of that token finish. They are actually gonna push rack. I don't believe it. That was that play was amazing from Legion. I thought Hellborn even did so well to take the crystal out to initiate. Prisoner hit hooks again. Lodestone picks up a Bob and still has a buyback. He's up in 2 seconds. He hits the Prisoner, hits the hook on Jera. Oh, that's a lot of nuke from the Puppet. They do take out the melee racks though. Sapphire's doing a lot of damage. They find Pharaoh, and that will be a kill. They do get 3 racks, 3 individual racks, melee and ranged, and the melee from the top, and arguably the melee is stronger than the ranged, and the side racks are stronger than the mid. Hellborn are very quickly put on the back foot. It doesn't even matter that they get back some of their GPM and XP difference when they're now racks down. Legion definitely have enough for buyback. They'll be up by the time Hellborn are knocking on their door, and they'll still have buybacks then. So Sapphire delays the play by ulting, and Madman just instantly shrunkens as he comes out. No time for Sapphire to stun him. I think there might be. I'm not sure. Shrunken should be faster. He obviously ulties for the timing for Jera to come back, but Jera is now out of buybacks. I guess he brought back last fight for the hold. I missed that. That must have been a big reason why they were able to turn the way they did. The fights are quite chaotic, actually. Almost thinking that Cleaver would have been better on the Madman, but it's 4. He knows what he's doing. Both Prisoner and done very well this. In my opinion, very, very well. And Kinesis too. Very crucial timing catches. Oh, mid, huge start. Kinesis PK ulti on the Madman. Madman still, it doesn't have Shrunken. Doesn't have buyback either. Jera's just running him down. Very good tap from Ophelia. Sansek and Tablet. They killed Puppet. Puppet does have buyback, but no Shrunken. I don't even know what hurt him so. Must have just popped the Shrunken late with the Sapphire W. Madman stuck in here with Pharaoh. You're not stuck in here. Yeah, I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me. He kills Pharaoh. He doesn't care about the Bob Dharma. They're chasing now. 2 dusts simultaneously to catch the Kinesis, but Sapphire's waiting on the sidelines. That W just melted Puppet. And now he even finds Madman. Oh, it's all falling up. They even get the eye back. And Sapphire ulties for an Ophelia who's TPing out. Completely unnecessary. A quad kill for Sapphire. This is why they were banning Sapphire from him in the other. The hero is strong, and it's just such a comfort pick for NTS. Really proving himself on this hero. Very impressive performance. Sitting with 6k, like Puppet has no buyback, Madman has. I don't know why Hellborn is not conceding, but I respect them for not. Loadstorm going for the Hail Mary. Almost got the stun on the Sapphire before they're just manning up on the Sapphire, and it's not enough. I could have sworn Prisoner's ulti got disjointed or this dispelled. Anyway, very, very well played from Legion. Honestly, I think that push from Hellborn on